Okay, folks. All right. I think my volume was turned down a smidgen, or I got a little quieter somewhere. Turn the volume there back up a little bit. So today's Sudoku is a medium puzzle. Medium puzzle. Got lots of numbers over here. Got lots of numbers over here. Very little numbers. Very little numbers. So let's look at some numbers, shall we? Well, I'm seeing all kinds of numbers that we can resolve fairly quick. Just looking for lots of numbers. I see like nines. There's like a lot of nines here. Seeing the center here, I'm seeing lots of fives, 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 fives. I can resolve some of those fairly quick, especially when you have a block like this. If you have a number that comes up here, like for instance, see this 5 covers this whole row, and then we just got 2 left, and then this 5. So we know that's a 5. So we look for a 6 or a 9 down here, and sure enough, that 6 would go right down here. So we know one of these two is a 6. Not sure just which one just yet. Let's go ahead and mark those though, just so we see that. These 5s here, where else was I seeing a 5? I saw a solution for a 5, I thought. 3s right here. See these 3s and 3s in this block here. It leaves us with just one 3. Now we've got lots of 3s to crisscross here in the center. 3 on the bottom, 3 on the middle, 3 on the right. There we go. We've got 9 and a 9, 9 across, 9 down the left, 9 up the center. Just leaves us one spot for the 9. Okay. So we're getting some of those numbers out of the way. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see, we have this 8 that comes down. Any linear resolutions are great, because if this can't be an 8, we know one of these two is an 8. That gives us a nice ghost row up here. No 8 in the left, no 8 in the center. And we have an 8 across the bottom, so we know we just have 2 spots for our 8 here. We see this 8 comes across, 8 comes up, just 2 spots for an 8 here. We have an 8 that comes across the top, an 8 that comes across the middle, an 8 that comes down the center, just one spot for the 8 here. Okay. So we're just kind of going around with the big numbers. I see a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 2. All 4 of those are going to crisscross in this section here in this cube. 2 in the left, 2 in the right, 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom. Just leaves one spot for the 2s there. Okay, now this 2 comes up and this 2 comes across. So this does one of those favorite things I like, is double elimination. When there's 2 blocks that have 2 numbers, if that's all they can be, it is locked. It cannot be anything else. That tells me that these 2 are a 4 and a 7. The only other 2 numbers we're missing in this cube. Well, we have a 7 here, so that makes it a 4, and that makes that one our 7. So double elimination are very important, especially with pencil marks, because they can help to eliminate potential numbers and give you the other numbers that are left. Okay. So double elimination. I love double elimination. Okay, we also have this 2 that comes across here, but we have a 2 here. So we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're missing a 6, a 7, and an 8 in this particular column. Well, we have a 7 we just put in. We have a 7 that comes across. So this has to be 7. Only leaves us one spot for our 8, and therefore only leaves us one spot for our 6. Anytime there's 2 or 3 numbers left in a line, a row, or a cube, I like to kind of scope those out. So it looks like I'm missing a 4 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, here's a 4 in this cube, so this can't be 4. That has to be 5. That one has to be a 4. So that helps to resolve that one. Okay. All right, we've got 2 numbers missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6, and a 7. So we know these 2 are a 6 and a 7. Those are locked, so let's put those in there just so we don't forget those later on. Okay, very, very important. We like that. We've got a 6 that goes this way, a 6 because of this ghost row. Want to make sure. Okay, so here's 3 spots that are missing. We're missing a 1, which we do have a 1 here. It comes up, so we just have 2 spots for the 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. we need a 6. Well, this 6 comes across, just leaves us one spot left for the 6. Of course, now eliminates one of the spots for the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's the one we're missing, is the 9. Okay, all right, so now we've got just 2 spots missing in each one of these rows. We know there's a 2 and an 8, and oh, look at that. We did solve our 8 in the last one, so that means this is going to be our 8. That's going to be our 2. So in this top one, it looks like we're missing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a 1 and a 9 in the top row. There we go, 1 and a 9. And in this middle row, we're missing, looks like a 2 and a 5. 2 and a 5. Now, there is a 5 here. That's going to help us out there and help us out there. Okay, all right, so 2 and a 5, 1 and a 9. That looks good. Now, this particular column is missing 3 numbers. Let's see here, 9, 8, 7. Okay, so we're missing a 6, and it could be here, and it could be here. 5, we're missing a 4, and that could be anywhere, and we're missing a 1, which could be anywhere. Okay, that one's got a little bit more to go with. Okay, I do notice here this 4, again, there's a line here, which just leaves me 2 left to choose from, so I do want to mark that just to help me out in the long run. Again, here, look and see if there's anything in this line that can help us out. We have a 1 in the left and a 1 down the center column. It's going to leave us with just 1 spot for the 1. Now the 6 comes down here, of course, and then just leaves us 1 spot for the 6, which that is helpful. We like that. Now we've just got 2 numbers missing here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're missing a 4 and a 7. A 4 and a 7. All right, 4, 7, 4, 7. We'll mark those down. That's good. Now we're missing 3 numbers here. And because we're in a cube, we can find out what those 3 numbers are. 1, 2, 3. We're missing a 4, we're missing a 5, and we're missing a 7. Now we've got 2 5s over here. 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom. And then that's that 4, 7 that we were missing that's down here. There's our 4, 7, and there's our 4, 7. So now with these 4 7s locked, we can find out what these 2 numbers are. We've got a 1, we've got a 2. We need a 3. Okay, and there's a 3 here, so 3 has to be on the bottom. 4 is one of these 2. 5, 6, 7 is one of these 2. 8, and then a 9. So even though we didn't have a way to sort out that this was a 9, we knew this couldn't be a 3, and we have eliminations. Okay. All right, let's see where we go from here. So now we've got some numbers here that are missing. We know that we're missing a 6 and a 7. What's the other number that we're missing? It looks like a 4. Okay. Now it looks like our 4 cannot be here. So it looks like 4 has to be in one of these 2 spots where we can't have a 4 here, can't have a 4 here. So single elimination, that is the only spot left for the 4. So this is a 6 and a 7, which lets us know this is a 6 and a 7. Those 2 are locked. Okay, what other numbers are we missing here in this particular cube? We need a 7, okay, which could be here or here. 9, 8, okay, 7. Okay, 6. We've got some choices for our 6. Can't be on the left, though. Can't be in the top, so it's one of these 2. 5, 4, 3. We need a 2. Okay, now 2 is going to be helpful here because we have a 2 down the right. We have a 2 through the middle, in the middle, so this is the only spot left for a 2. All right, that is good. That helps us out just a little bit there. And then we need a 1, and of course this 1 down the middle, we know 1 has to be here. And we're missing a 6, which could be one of these 2, and then that 4. Remember, we were missing a 4 in this right column. Well, now that we have a 4 here, 4 cannot go here or here. So if we also look, we have a 4 now in the left column, a 4 down the middle column. This one has to be our 4. So then the other numbers that we missed, and I think was a 1 and a 6. 1 and 6. But our 7 can no longer be in this row. So that makes this one our 7. Okay, it makes this one our 6. And this one is going to be our 1 and our 6, these 2 right here. Do we have anything? Oh, and we do have a 6 right there that can help us. So a 1 and a 6. That's very helpful. Okay. And this, we've already got our 7 resolved. There's our 6. We did resolve our 4, so now we can cascade. Just follow those through. Okay, we are missing a 1 here in this middle block. Well, we have a 1 on the top, we have a 1 on the middle. So 1 on the bottom is the only one left for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing a 7 and an 8. Let's write that in just so we don't forget what we're missing there. Right, the 3 numbers we're missing here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5. Now we have a 5 in the top, we have a 5 in the bottom. So there's our 5. We need a 6, and we have a 6 in the bottom. So 6 is in the top, 7, and we need an 8. Now that 8 is going to come over here and help us to resolve this 8, which is going to come back and help us to resolve this. Oh, that was supposed to be an 8. Fat fingered that one there. There we go. Now you can see per the rows, these 3 just have a single number missing. This bottom one looks like a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one here looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2. Nope, there's our 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would have popped up red on me there. Now we did resolve the 9 down here. That cascades up here, so this one has to be our 9. This one has to be our 1. If we bring this 1 down and this 1 across, we know that this is now our 1, and this has to be our 4. And with this 4, we bring it over here and we cascade 4, 7. And the 2 numbers we're missing here is a 2 and a 7. And we have a 2 here and a 7 here, so we flop it. This one has to be our 7. That one has to be our 2. There we go, folks. What did we do a lot of in this one? We did a lot of double eliminations. As you get into harder puzzles, those double eliminations become more important, and those ghost lines become really important with those double eliminations. This one, we used them a couple times, and they helped us to give us some single answers. With the more harder puzzles, you can layer them, so it'll take a double elimination ghost row to provide you another ghost row, to provide you another ghost row, to give you one solution, and then they cascade and start to solve each other. So don't be afraid to use the pencil marks. I always suggest being conservative with your pencil marks. You don't want to confuse yourself. And I've also found myself putting down too many pencil marks and not updating them as I'm answering. So pay attention too, because you can confuse yourself, I know I do, with those pencil marks too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle, and feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or challenges. And thanks for watching. Happy gaming.